Well, and I mentioned this earlier, we are, it's really exciting having that Forbes Summit here. It's called Reinventing America, and Forbes has chosen 13 cities out of the entire United States to really look at how America is reinventing itself in terms of different kinds of jobs, whether it be manufacturing or technology. And what they're doing here is they're saying there's a blending of agriculture and technology, so it's an Ag Tech Summit. And we've had it now for 2 years in a row. We have had people coming from all over the world to talk about some of the new innovations, some of the things that they're doing. I heard a woman from Denmark who was talking about all the exciting, innovative stuff that they're doing in technology with agriculture in Denmark. And all over the world. In India, there was a number of different countries, Japan. So what we're really trying to focus on, and we are in competition with San Joaquin Valley, is that we're in competition trying to say, look, we are the salad bowl of the world. So we want that technology to come here to Salinas. We are right next door to Silicon Valley. We're trying to get the train to come in so we get that better connection. You can see that the traffic has really increased. Anyone going on 101 up to San Jose, anytime during the day it's getting worse and worse. So we are getting that connection stronger. So what we're trying to say is, how can we have that cutting edge technology come here? Because that cutting edge technology provides jobs. And it's not the minimum wage jobs. We're talking about high level jobs for kids that graduate from the local universities, San Jose State, engineering, coming back here and working in our cutting edge the ag tech field. So as a result of the first summit, Western Growers, which is in a huge organization located in 11 Western states, said, we are going to actually fund a program here in Salinas. They opened up a Western Growers here in Salinas. It's in the Taylor building. And what they do is they're funding any innovative or incubator jobs. They choose, in fact, there's a big contest, if you will, at the Ag Summit where they look at what some people are coming up with, some of the new exciting ideas, and they'll choose 10 new companies to fund, and these are called incubator funds. And they get the funding together and they support these companies. So there is some really wonderfully exciting things that are happening. It's just going to happen over time. It takes, you don't build Rome in a day. So we're going to see a lot of new technologies coming here in the next 5 years.
That's also, this is going to go along with the violence in Salinas. A lot of people don't realize that gang violence and violence in general has a negative impact on the economy. So for instance, there's been some issues about certain stores coming here. They don't want to come here, no matter how much of an economic incentive we provide them, waiving fees, because there's too much violence, or because our community is perceived as illiterate, or because there's just, it's not the right population and demographics for them. Before we can start getting businesses to come back in here, we have to address the violence and the affordability issue. For the life of me, I still can't understand. Everybody I've talked to is, why is Salinas housing so expensive? Why are we the highest cost here running through the state when there's really nothing here for anybody to come see? Why are we having homes that are $400,000 or $500,000 when you can go to Merced and they're only $100,000 to $200,000? It's the same economy. I just don't understand it. It's not like we're Pebble Beach, or it's not like we're Monterey Peninsula. We have the rodeo, we have the air show, that's it. Why is our cost of living so high, and why? We're two industries, economics and retail. We need to change those. We need to change the violence, and we can't change the violence until we change the way the city deals with issues. Once we change the violence, start impacting that, I think we start looking at changing the industry and start bringing in more .com industries, start bringing in nanotechnology for agriculture, and start bringing in things and pushing our kids to a higher education and coming back to Salinas. That's probably the most critical thing. Once we can get you totally educated in the sciences and the mathematics and bring you back, we can get you involved in the community, then we can make a change.
Well, one of the things we can do is be easier on restrictions for permits and licensing. Also, if we have city property, once again, that we could provide at a lower rate than the rest of the city is charging per square foot. You know, instead of leaving a vacant building that's provided to an outside business, or also attracting big companies from the Silicon Valley, if it's not for their offices, at least for their warehouses, so they could supply their vendors, so they could supply their customers from this area at least. And I'm sure the warehouses is a lot cheaper here than it is up there. And also right now, I know it's a big industry, which a lot of people are not willing to talk about. It's the cannabis industry, and allowing more permits for cultivation. And right now that industry is growing 75% a year from the last time I seen it in 2014. And I think that's going to be something that we need to take advantage and roll with that, go with that wave, and not let it skip us.
I think we have enough businesses here. We have to support the ones we have here. We have a lot of potential in this community. The small businesses need help to improve their businesses. Miscommunication or the lack of communication for resources is not helping these businesses to grow. And probably my priority will be to help the ones that we have already.
I think we have enough businesses in Salinas where the economy and the tax revenue that's being generated should be able to sustain us. There's different ways of attracting businesses, but my concern is when you attract these businesses from the outside, they start pushing the small business owner out. This is something that's part of your homework if you can add this. But from what I understand, Salinas, 160,000 people again, we're the only city that has 2 Walmarts. And they're not even probably a mile away from each other. Why is that? It goes back again to the small business owner. What do you think Walmart has done, not only to their employees, not paying them a fair living wage and not giving them the full benefits that they deserve? They're just raking in profits. You got to support the small businesses. So when you attract more businesses, we got to be very careful. That's too general, too vague. You get these other people that want to attract big business, but they're corporations. It goes back again to the $9 billion industry, the corporate system. What are they doing for our communities? What are they doing for us? It's the small business owner that we should be supporting here. 800 businesses, to give you another snapshot, in Alisal, in East Salinas. Every time we're out there buying, and any day of the week, especially El Grito Festival that happened yesterday and everything else that's going on the weekends, jam-packed full all the time. When you go to Smart and Final or Food for Less or any of the places that we go and buy food, you have families with 2 shopping carts sometimes loaded to the top. The other side of town, when they go shopping, they're picking up a quart of gallon, not even a half-gallon milk with ice cream. Yet their streets are not packed like ours. They don't have the people in the garages or in extra rooms. Their cost of living, and they're not paying the taxes that we are. So again, when you attract these big businesses, you're going to displace. For every action, there's a reaction. And I think what we should be doing is focusing on how do we support small businesses, especially those that support us in our community as well. 800 businesses in the Alisal, $5.5 million every year they generate, sales taxes. Give that to the city. But they don't get that back with streets, sidewalks, assistance to their small businesses, services, or even the police showing up because they get burglarized, robbed all the time. Yet in Old Town, that business district and within that area, 400 businesses. 400 businesses. But they get a lot of the services, a lot of our tax money. Street, sidewalks, police services again. And they generate about $500,000 a year. You see the big difference again? There's more of us, less on the other side of town, but who gets more of the services? It's the economic power in your pocket. And I don't think we should be supporting these big corporations coming from the outside. If we're going to bring any new businesses, it's because you are creating the small business. We support you. Give you the micro loan or give you the business loan and go run off with your new business. You're going to create employment for your friends and for your family and for the community here. That's what we should be supporting. Thank you.
That's one of my something that I really love talking about. Salinas isn't very business friendly as it is, and there's a lot of little stores all along Williams Road and Alisal Road, and in the Alisal community of Salinas. I love going in there, but when you have these big box companies coming in, it kind of detracts these businesses from these small mom and pop businesses. One of the things that I have found is that the permit process in the city of Salinas is antiquated. It's very difficult for businesses to get started up and running. When you combine that with the fact that when you open up a business, it takes 2 to 3 years for you to actually start making a profit, what's the incentive anymore for someone to start a business? You know, no one wants to invest into a community where, number one, they have a huge gang problem, huge violence problem, and violent crimes. And who wants to come in when they have to jump through hoop after hoop after hoop through the city to be able to get a permit or a business license to be able to start a business? There's just a lot of obstacles the city places in front of small businesses and potential entrepreneurs who want to invest in this community. And I think that's prohibiting people from coming in. It's keeping people from wanting to come in. What I would like to see is working in collaboration with like Hartnell College and CSUMB, and we call it incubator programs, where the city and these colleges can work together and have a small area or small businesses set up so that someone in a business program or would like to start a business can go through a process and basically be given rent-free an area to start their business. And if it's successful, then they'd have the option at a later time to rent it out or to move their business. So that's worked in other communities, and I think it'd be really effective here.
Well, we've been working on that pretty actively. And I think one of the things we do to attract new businesses is to prove to them that we have a good workforce here. And so we've started working on training our young people. We're working with farm workers that are now doing a different kind of work. They're teaching them about computers. They're teaching them how to operate the new equipment. We have a couple of new businesses that are currently looking here. We have a company that makes soap for all the hotels and things that is looking to open up a facility out on Moffett Street, less than a mile from here. They're going to start out with 50 workers and the goal of going to 200. I was a little concerned because I thought their salaries were low. So we've talked them into raising their salaries so that the people can have some type of affordable work. We're also working with a kind of a unique situation as a Korean beer company that's going to come here and produce beer. Everybody says, oh, that's what we need is more alcohol in Salinas. Well, they will ship worldwide from here, and that won't hurt us a bit. That's 300 jobs. It looks like they have purchased a facility here locally, and they will be starting to set up. We're also starting to get more work from the peninsula, in that we've opened up one brewery that's now located down on Dayton off of Harkins Road, and we've got a couple others looking. We're starting to see a lot of entrepreneurs come here with the ag technology. We have one company that is going to build a 100,000 square foot facility, and they're going to employ 100 people. And their product's unique. It's something that we learned through the Forbes Ag Tech by having a technology world here. All the old grocery, the vegetables you see in the store, the brown lettuce that we all look at and go, we're not buying that. That probably won't taste good. Or the black bananas or the fruit that's got stuff on them. They take all of that, they turn it into fertilizer, take it to the fields, use it as a liquid fertilizer. And this will go back to your pesticide question. They'll use less pesticides and less water, and they're going to employ people, and their plan is to go 5 times bigger in 5 years because there is so much need for their product worldwide. And they will be shipping to China, Japan, Korea, all of the East Coast, and even into South America. And eventually, we will be their hallmark city. And before we were just taking these products and putting them into the ground somewhere. And now it's going to create jobs, and they're going to require people that have degrees in science and technology. And they're going to need engineers to help them build these new facilities and how much product goes in which thing. So our STEM program will pay off.
I'm a business guy. For 30 years, I've been a small business owner. Salinas is a beautiful place. We have some of the cleanest air and environment of the entire nations in surveys over and over again. Why wouldn't somebody want to come to Salinas? Simple question. We should be booming with people, businesses, jobs, commerce. There should be plenty of activity migrating to Salinas. We got the land, we're not landlocked. We got all the amenities. Why shouldn't they come? Why don't they come? Let me ask you this. Would you go to a city where all you hear about is gangs, drugs, shootings, murders, violence going up? You wouldn't. Statistics are out there in open. Police Officer Association, when they passed a vote of no confidence on Mayor Joe Gunther, essentially said that since 2012 he's taken over, our assault rate's gone up 30%. Car thefts are up 79% since 2012. Our rapes, cases of rapes, gone up 85%. And our murder rate has gone up whopping 90%. These are bad statistics. These are public statistics. Do you think we're going in the right direction to attract businesses? And before you answer that, let me ask you a simple question. In the mind of people outside in the business world, perception is the reality. People in San Francisco, what they hear and what they see in the news media, and what they see as the headlines about Salinas, that is their reality. When I was on the Monterey Peninsula Chamber Board, people would ask me, oh, you live in Salinas, aren't you scared? Of what? They're like bullets flying around in the air, and a random bullet's just going to hit you, is what they think. They're scared. We know better. I know this city as some of the best people I have come across in my entire life. Big hearts, down-to-earth people, generous people. The moment we get rid of this little cancer that is hurting our reputation, we'll start beginning to grow. It will come. It's around the corner. And that is why I keep saying my program of 200 cops by 2020 is the step in the right direction. You need the police force. You need to stamp out the crime and shootings. And you need to safeguard our youth from joining the gangs in the first place. Vocational programs. We need to do so much more in the city because you know what? This city is a great city. It has a beautiful future. If only the naysayers will get out of the way and let the city do what it needs to do and just watch it grow, literally.